Dear friends, today let us discuss about the carbon nanotubes and their classification. Carbon nanotubes are considered to belong to a fullerene family. Carbon nanotubes are one of the allotropic forms of carbon. The structure of carbon nanotube can be thought of as a graphene sheet which is one atom thick honeycomb structure of carbon atoms in a plane of graphene material rolled into a seamless cylindrical tube. Now, these are classified as nanomaterials since their diameter vary from 1 nanometer to about 50 nanometers and a length of about 1 micrometer to several millimeters or nearly about 1 centimeter. Now, in few cases, halospheres can also be formed with the same graphene sheet, which are called as buckyballs. So these are called as the buckyballs, and these are called as the carbon nanotubes, wherein if a sheet of graphene is assumed to be rolled into a seamless cylindrical tube, we get carbon nanotubes, while if the same is rolled into form of a halosphere, we get what are called as buckyballs. Now, in fact, these carbon nanotubes are first observed by Sumio Izima, a Japanese physicist, in 1911 while examining some samples of carbon crystals found by electric arc method under a transmission electron microscope. In his own words about the discovery, I spent so much of time using a microscope and the discovery was inevitable. So because of specific qualities or specific properties obtained by these carbon nanotubes have become very special. Now, in fact, a single layer of carbon atoms arranged in a honeycomb structure form a single graphene sheet. So several sheets, when they are stacked one on the top of the other, are regarded as a multi-layer graphene up to the point where the material becomes graphite, which is considered to be a three-dimensional figure. So among such graphite material, if you take any one of the layers, then it forms what is called as a graphene sheet. And this graphene sheet is said to be composed of weakly coupled graphene layers in a relatively common which is a relatively common material used in the pencil tips and batteries. Now, in the graphene material, each carbon atom is covalently bonded to three other carbon atoms. The strength of the covalent bonds between the carbon atoms results in graphene with a great stability and a very high tensile strength. Since the graphene is flat, every atom is on the surface and is accessible from both the sides, so there is more interaction with the surrounding molecules. Also, the carbon atoms are bonded to only three other atoms, although they have the capability to bond to the fourth atom. This capability, combined with the tensile strength and high surface area to the volume ratio of the graphene, make it appealing for the use in the composite materials. In fact, graphenes also enjoy electron mobility that is higher than any other material, and researchers are developing many methods to use this property in electronics. So, when such a graphene material is assumed to be rolled into a seamless cylindrical form, then it forms what is called as a carbon nanotube. Now, coming to the classification of carbon nanotubes are broadly classified into two categories, namely single-walled carbon nanotubes, and the second type they are called as multi-walled carbon nanotubes. Now, in case of the single-walled carbon nanotubes, these are the structures that are said to be obtained when a single layer of graphene sheet is rolled to form a cylindrical tube, while a multi-layered carbon nanotubes are said to be obtained by taking multi-layers of cylindrical tubes of graphene sheet rolled to form either concentric cylindrical tubes or with a single sheet rolled to form a different layers with a spiral cross section. Now, based on the these multi-walled carbon nanotubes, they are further classified into two categories, namely the Parchment model carbon nanotubes, which have the spiral cross-section of layers of graphene sheet, wherein it is said to be obtained by taking a single graphene sheet and rolled into multiple layers. While the other one it is called as a Russian doll model carbon nanotube, having concentric cylinders of graphene sheets with different layers forming. Now this is one way of classification. Now according to the other classification, based on the chirality, which is called as the twist of the graphene sheet, carbon nanotubes are said to be classified as zigzag type of carbon nanotubes or arm-shaped carbon nanotubes or chiral type of carbon nanotubes. Now here in this case, these type of carbon nanotubes are obtained based on the twist of the graphene sheet, and this twist of the graphene sheet, it is based on one of the vectors called as the chiral vector. So a chiral vector, it is denoted as CH is equivalent to NA1 plus MA2, where A1 and A2 form what are called as the primitive vectors within this graphene lattice, whereas N and M, these are some constants. So now here, how do we get these primitive vectors A1 and A2? For this, let us take a graphene sheet of this form, where it is considered to be having a honeycomb structure of the carbon bonds. Now here in this case, we can form several closed structures where this is now considered as one closed loop or ring structure. This is considered as, say, B, another closed structure, and this is considered as another structure or closed structure called as C, where in each closed ring there are considered to be 6 carbon atoms. Now, assume that we take one of the ring structure wherein these 6 carbon atoms present in this ring structure, let us suppose that they are named with some numbers, like let us say that this carbon atom is called as number 1 carbon atom, and this is called as 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In the similar way, for all the subsequent ring structures, the various carbon atoms, let us name them in the similar way as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now, here in this case, in various structures, the ring structures, every structure is considered to have 6 carbon atoms, with every carbon atom given some number. Now, all the carbon atoms which have the same number or same name, like say this carbon atom, similarly this carbon atom, and this carbon atom of the ring structure 3, all these are named as number 1 carbon atoms. So all these carbon atoms with the same name, they are now called as analogous carbon atoms. So Now, considering two adjacent analogous atoms from a reference atom, let us proceed to give rise to two directions, and let us call them as, say, A1 and A2. So, from any particular reference atom, if you can proceed to adjacent analogous atoms, these will give two directions, and these two directions, they are called as the primitive vectors within this graphene lattice. So with the combination of these two primitive vectors, we can now form what is called as the chiral vector, which is denoted by Na1 plus Ma2. So the resultant vector mainly here now depends on the values of this n as well as m. Now, suppose as a first case, let us take m is equivalent to 0. So which implies that the chiral vector is now given by some Na1, or let us take a example of Ch is equivalent to 3A1. Now let us try to form how this vector will be. So again, let us take this as the reference atom, and from this reference atom, let us now proceed along A1 direction for 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So now this vector, it represents 3A1. Now let us take a perpendicular vector to this vector. Now, if we assume that if this graphene sheet is rolled in such a way that this perpendicular vector to this resultant vector, namely 3A1, if it forms the axis of that particular cylinder that is forming, then whatever the structure of the cylindrical tube that is obtained, those are called as zigzag type of carbon nanotubes. So here, if we observe that whenever it is rolled, we can see that this is now forming as a zigzag type of carbon nanotubes. So this is obtained whenever m is equivalent to 0. So when we form a chiral vector with m is equivalent to 0, then the resultant vector, it is called as, the resultant carbon nanotubes, they are called as zigzag type of carbon nanotubes. Now let us take a second case. Now in the second case, let us take that m is equivalent to n. So that, for example, let us take a chiral vector like 2A1 plus 2A2. Now once again, let us try to formulate this particular vector, again starting from this particular reference. Now let us proceed into let us proceed to A1 direction first by 2 times. So this corresponds to 2A1. Now from here, let us proceed to 2A2. So this represents 2A2. So now the resultant will be something like so a chiral vector of 2a1 plus 2a2. Now, if you take a perpendicular to this form, and if you assume that this graphene sheet is rolled in such a way that if this perpendicular vector forms as the axis of this carbon nanotube, then whatever the resultant carbon nanotubes that are formed, they are called as arm-chaired carbon nanotubes. So this is called as arm-chaired carbon nanotube because we can observe that now after rolling this one, it appears as if the carbon nanotubes are forming like a arm-chaired process, arm-chaired type. So that is the reason now this type of carbon nanotube, it is called as an arm-chaired carbon nanotube, right? Well, so in the first case, when m is equivalent to 0, we got what are called as zigzag type of carbon nanotubes, and whereas when m is equivalent to n, we got what are called as the arm-chaired carbon nanotubes. Now, as a third case, let us suppose that m is not equivalent to n and also not equivalent to 0. That is, m should not be equivalent to 0 and should also be not equivalent to n. So, suppose let us take a vector like ch is equivalent to 2a1, sorry, 3a1 plus 2a2, right? So, for this purpose, now let us take this as the reference carbon atom, and from this carbon atom, let us proceed now 3 times along a1 direction, 1, 2, and 3. So this now represents 3a1, and from here let us proceed to 2a1. So 1, 2. So this corresponds to 2a2, so that the resultant vector now will form like this one, which is represented by 3a1 plus 2a2. And if we take a perpendicular vector to this one, and if you assume that if this graphene sheet is rolled in such a way that this perpendicular vector to this chiral vector, if it forms the axis of that the cylindrical tube, then whatever the resultant carbon nanotubes that are obtained, they are now called as chiral type of carbon nanotubes, right? So here, now we can observe that in case of m is equivalent to 0, we are able to see a zigzag type of carbon nanotubes, while when m is equivalent to n, we are able to get what are called as an arm-chaired type of carbon nanotubes. When m is not equal to n, we are able to get what are called as the chiral nanotubes. So here we can observe that this carbon structure or this one, it appears as if it is going in a spiral form. So therefore, depending on the chirality or otherwise depending on the twist, we can have either arm-chaired carbon nanotubes or zigzag type of carbon nanotubes or chiral nanotubes. In fact, this chirality or the twist it results in either a metallic nature to the carbon nanotubes or a semiconductor nature to the carbon nanotubes. So here let us view a small video on how the wrapping or rolling is done so that the resultant type of carbon nanotubes are being formed. So here now we can observe that when it is rolled in this particular form, we are able to get what are called as the once we are getting arm-shaped carbon nanotubes, the other way we are getting the zigzag type of carbon nanotubes. Now usually most of these single-walled carbon nanotubes, they are obtained either as open type carbon nanotubes or closed-ended carbon nanotubes. Now, in most of the synthesis methods, we will be getting a closed-end carbon nanotubes, especially in one of the methods called as the chemical vapor deposition method, we can able to get such type of, so here whatever the type of carbon nanotubes that are obtained, they are considered to be as the open-ended carbon nanotubes. Otherwise, we can get what are called as closed-end carbon nanotubes. So the ends, they also form with some closed structure. So these are called as the closed-ended carbon nanotubes. So this is about the various classifications of the carbon nanotubes. So thank you.